Welcome back to the Secure Circuit. I'm Cypher and I'm here to share something with you that's going to save you hundreds of dollars a month, tons of time on automation tools. While everyone's here paying $50, $100, even $500 for these Zapiers, Make, N8Ns, I learned this other new one, Active Pieces. Google has been quietly offering something that's not just free, it's actually more powerful. So here's my story, and I bet it sounds kind of familiar. I started with Zapier's free plan, Make's free plan, basic automations like sending leads and other data to Google Sheets. But as my needs grew, so did my bills. 6 months later, I'm paying like $70 a month. A year later, with a whole bunch of other different workflows, working on stuff for clients, it's over like $200 a month. I was constantly hitting operation limits and paying for all these premium connectors and all this extra add-ons these SaaS companies try to shove down your wallet. But meanwhile, Google Apps Script, something I recently stumbled upon, completely free since 2009, was sitting right there in my Google account. The only barrier years ago, it required, some coding language. That doesn't really stop me. I'm a software engineer, electronics engineer, but that's not really something I want to spend even more time on. So that's how AI really changed everything. So let's talk about this Google Apps Script revolution that really only a few people are leading. It's a very tiny niche. Um, so here's what blew my mind. I can now describe any automation in plain English to AI models. In particular, I personally use Google Gemini because it knows and is a master of Google Apps Script, but you could use ChatGPT, Claude, and that gets working Google Apps Script code in less than 30 seconds. Rather than a little bit of debugging, it's pretty much good to go. So, some examples: monitor my Gmail for invoices, extract that data, save attachments to the drive, and log everything in a spreadsheet with Google Apps Script. Boom. You got a working automation, zero monthly cost. So let me show you the real numbers. For example, e-commerce workflow might need Gmail monitoring, AI data extraction, automated inventory updates, personalized email responses with AI, and of course, weekly reporting. Normally, someone would use Zapier, especially with recording like meetings and all that stuff, and that would at least cost you $50 to $100 a month. Especially if you have certain rates, you're doing a high amount of executions, that's where things really start to add up. But with a smart Google Apps Script system, you're looking at about $0 a month. So that's about like $1,400 at least that you're saving annually just with one workflow. And that just kind of can get you thinking, especially if you have a small business or a larger business. It's not about having it completely replace your system, but looking at areas where Google Apps Script could definitely come in and add some benefit. So let's look at why Google Apps Script is actually superior. So it's not about just saving money. AppScript offers capabilities that traditional tools can't really match. So real-time execution, there's no like 15-minute delays with Zapier's free plan. You can get as complex as you want it to be. So if you could think of an automation in Google Workspace with like Docs, Sheets, Gmail, Calendar, even the notes, even the tasks, even Google Slides, it can probably be done. Native Google integration. So if you're not familiar with Google Cloud, there is a plethora of different services that all work and are intertwined with the Google Workspace system. So just anything you could probably even think of. A lot of people use different services to scrape from Google Maps. That's all built in. So whether it's any of those Google Workspace apps, you have no problem. AI integration. What people don't understand with Google and AI is Google Gemini is their flagship AI model. But within the Google Cloud, there's the Google Vertex AI, and that has a plethora of different services, whether we're talking video with VO3, Lyra, you can generate audio and music. I don't think people even understand that. Um, of course, Gemini, but then there's a lot of other third-party AI models that work within Google. So you can have tons of different options all under one account. So here's another real example. I automated my Gmail so I can summarize everything that's happened in the past day, past week, and get a really nice curated digest of everything that's happened so I can get analytics, have action steps and plans, and really stay on my inbox. I have another idea where I have a cool gamified way to have you manage your inbox and keep it to zero unread messages, because that's probably a problem with a lot of people. And then weeks go by and you have all these unread messages you haven't got. So a cool, fun way to kind of keep you engaged with your email. So AppScript is pretty much like an AI game changer, because now you can hop into brand new tools and not even have any idea and just talk and say what you want and then debug and go through it as you need to. But even if you're a complete beginner, you can ask step-by-step instructions to even set things up. So this is a great way and a great alternative to offer clients different ways to automate client onboarding, social media management. You can do API calls and everything you can do in Zapier, Make, NAN, all within AppScript because it's all JavaScript. So anything you can do with JavaScript, which is a lot, like financial reporting, you could make API calls to have like your own stock or crypto dashboard, all within the Google Workspace system, especially because there's triggers. You could set up daily, hourly, minute uh, updates on anything you can imagine. So it's like having a personal, just genius right by your side, and AI is there to make it all happen. So, if you're curious about how to get started in all this right now, there's a few things for this action plan. So, first, just identify one annoying repetitive task. Maybe you want to auto label certain emails that are coming through with certain subjects, certain senders, and have that instantly labeled and even start a quick draft for maybe the important ones. So just go to your AI model, ChatGPT, Gemini, and describe what you want automated. And just copy that script in script.google.com and just give it a try. Start small, master one automation, and then expand. So in my previous posts, I have two different beginner Gmail automations. It's kind of like a nice, thorough, in-depth guide. Only takes like probably 15 minutes to set up and really get you started with all this stuff. So we're witnessing a fundamental shift. Traditional automation companies are selling you pre-built JavaScript functions at premium prices. Think about that. They are selling you just JavaScript, JSON functions at extremely high prices. But AI has uh, taken that all away. So, what's Zapier's moat when anyone could generate working code in seconds? And I'm not even going to get into self-hosted NAN and how AI like Claude and ChatGPT can generate any automation that you want that you can copy and paste and self-host for free. That will be another story. So, the businesses that adopt this approach early will obviously have a massive competitive advantage. And more sophisticated automation can happen at a fraction of the cost. So every month you continue paying for traditional automation tools. I know I still am. I haven't completely replaced a lot of these platforms, and you don't have to overnight. But this extra money could help grow your business. So every workflow you don't automate because of cost is just efficiency left on the table. So the question isn't whether you should explore AppScript, it's whether you can afford not to. So your automation revolution starts today, not with another expensive subscription, but with opening Google Scripts and asking AI to solve your first problem. So stop paying what you could bill for free, and your future automated self will thank you. So that's today for the automation wake-up call on the secure circuit. And, let me know what you're working on, and I'll see you guys next time.